All right, guys, how are you? I'm 10 News Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here, watching some storms roll in, and meteorologist Autumn Robertson is in here. We're both in the Weather Center here for today, tracking these storms. Hello, Autumn. It is a Saturday, right? Saturday evening.
Saturday.
So we've been talking about this, and we're going to see a couple storms today fall apart as they came on shore. And then later this morning, mid-morning, the Storm Prediction Center came back and said, whoa, we could see some strong storms. And they upped our chances for severe weather up to a 2 out of a 5, put us in a slight risk for severe weather. And so that's why we're here keeping an eye on for you now. But here's the deal. The line's moving on shore now and will generally weaken a little bit, at least enough that I'm not too concerned about any rotation. You see this rotation right here west of Spring Hill. It's right there along the coast. There's nothing really there. That's just the fork, the software saying it. In fact, that's a little bit old. I am watching this right here at Tarpon Springs. You see this Palm Harbor? Just south of Tarpon Springs, I should say. That's Honeymoon Island. Whatever just went over Honeymoon Island, there's a little bit of rotation there. I don't think it's an issue. The Weather Service has not issued anything on that at this particular point, but if you live in Dunedin, if you're downtown Dunedin, it's coming right now into the area. In fact, let's go back to our camera because that's the area that it's happening. And you know what? I'm running a time lapse, but I think I'd rather move it over there and see what we see in Dunedin. So I'm going to move this camera that you're looking at here. Look at those colors. Look at that, Autumn. Isn't that awesome?
Yes.
That's just beautiful. It really is. That's just beautiful. Love it. So, yeah, I'm pulling the camera up here now, guys. I'm going to pull it over just a little bit and see what's coming on shore. It's likely now almost towards Dunedin. This honeymoon is just, oh yeah, here we go. So there's this shelf cloud coming through. Look at that. I don't see any rotation in there. Look at this, like right up here at the edge. I'm going to zoom up on this thing on the leading edge. Kind of tough to see. Yeah, no, I don't see anything there. So we'll come back out. But this is the area that we're keeping an eye on. It's coming across the intercoastal right now. This is obviously the circle at Clearwater Beach. And you can tell because look at all the traffic down there. You see that? There you go. That's a Saturday. But the rain is starting to move in now. And it will be a pretty good downpour for about 10 minutes or so, and then that's about it, because the leading edge is really what we're seeing more of than anything else as far as the heavier rain. Yeah, I don't see anything out there right now, so that's good news. You can watch the beach clear off pretty quickly.
Still out there at the beach
Look at them all. Look at them all. Well, watch. I'll zoom down. Here they go. Yeah, right. You can see them. Look at this.
Fleeing fast, too.
Yeah, there they go.
Oh,
Pan up just a little bit.
Chairs
Go,
going.
go! Oh, look at the winds blowing.
Blowing the
Wow,
chairs
the
in.
winds are blowing chairs and umbrellas. That's kind of dangerous. Look at these umbrellas going. Whoa. Oh, now the big umbrellas are going. Yeah, when you see these storms coming, you got to get up and get out of there soon. You don't want to be, it just makes me cringe when I'm at the beach and I see an umbrella blowing down. Oh, scary. Scary, scary, scary. This is going on all up and down the beach. It's up in front of Frenchie's in the top right-hand corner of your screen, where the people are, kind of. And now you can see the rain has now moved in. So they must have been sitting there on the beach going, look at the pretty colors. Martha, that's a storm coming. We got to get in the truck. So let's zoom out. Let's hope, you worry about this because there has not been a lot of lightning in this. Thank goodness. But, it doesn't need to be raining to get struck by lightning, to have lightning go cloud to ground. In fact, that can go out 15, 20 miles sometimes. So, all right, that's the camera. Let's go back over here. I want to show you the radar. See, look, the radar just picked up. Look at this, Autumn. It just picked up on that cell, which we were looking at. Again, I don't see anything. See, yeah, they're seeing it, but we literally were looking at it and just didn't see it. Yeah. It suggests it's pretty strong too. Oh, well, that's not that. And so what we're looking for here, guys, is anytime we see different colors, close. So you see the red right in here, and then you got the brighter green. We're looking for something going like this, right? That's why I said, oh, that could have a little bit of rotation in it. And what's red is going away from the radar, which is down here, right? And green is coming towards the radar. So the key really is to see something moving fast away, right next to something moving fast towards. So now we've got another one up here. Yeah, I see the radar seeing it, but I don't see it. See this right here, that one, and that one right there as well too. Those are the areas. This one obviously is much stronger, and that's what we just looked at on the camera. And we didn't see anything coming down out of that. Thank goodness. I'm going to take the camera back over there and see if we could see. It's really tough to even see now. So here, let me take you back to the cam.
I got a great shot of that shelf mark.
Do you? Oh. Oh, yeah.
From Pasco.
Shelfie.
A little shelfie.
So that's clear water that you're looking at right there. Obviously, Dunedin off to the left here, it's going to be tougher to see now because we're looking through the storm. But wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour are possible with this storm as it comes through. It's the main leading line. Like I said, 5-10 minutes of the heaviest stuff, and then that's it. It'll be weakening, and you'll be left over with just a little bit of rain, and then actually we'll get a little break after that. So let me put this into motion. This is 1 hour loop on the radar. You can see. Let me keep going here. You can see how the leading edge of it is where we have the best storms. And some of them have flared up a little bit here in just the last hour, but remember, we've been warm and we've been muggy. And it's been breezy. Those winds out of the south and southwest, so it's brought the dew points back up. But once this line goes through, like you say, if you look up here in Crystal River, I mean, now it's just a slight, steady rain. There might be a little bit heavier of a downpour. But severe weather threat for Crystal River is over at this point.
Does not look too bad.
Yeah. Gusts 40 to 50 is what they're thinking here. But that's a pretty good cell coming through Tarpon Springs right now. So if you're up in Trinity, northern Pinellas County, southern Hillsborough County, yeah, it's going to get a little gusty here. Let me stop this for you, kind of analyze this. I don't see much in the way of rotation, but certainly some gusty winds. Hail is something that we need to watch for today because we do have a little bit of cold air aloft. The coldest air is further to our north. In fact, they had some big-time hail earlier today up into the Panhandle. But I'm not seeing a big issue with that. The lightning here, you can see we still have quite a bit of lightning with this, so it's certainly some rumbles of thunder coming through, and there's still plenty of it offshore here as well, and that's what's going to come through central and southern Pinellas County, eventually over towards Manatee as well, down towards the beaches. But all this is just going to push right up northeast through the area. And these cells seem to be behaving down here as well too. I don't see anything. I don't see a lot of rotation in there. We're looking good right there. Now, I know you see these things here. That's old. That's old data basically. The problem would be out here, or it'd be out here already at this particular point. And I just don't see a whole lot right there. So hopefully things are looking good. This is something that we can use to tell if there's damage, usually because it's looking at items being picked up into the air. I don't see anything there. So let's take a look at this thing. I'm going to slice this thing in half while I got you guys here. Upwards, what, 25, 35,000 feet? That just seems low. But you can see, literally, you can see here the shelf cloud. See that we were seeing? That's what just went across. Comes out first, doesn't start rain yet. Looks like the mothership is coming in, and then all of a sudden, boof, there's the downpour. And so that's basically a 3D view of it. I can kind of rotate a little bit. See up underneath there? See this area right in here? That's it. Really pretty cool look at it. Let me get back home here. So one way I like to do is do this 3D radar, and that lets us. I like to use this just for showing if it's weakening or not. Because what I've done, this preset that we have here shows the heaviest part of the storm, and if you put it in a loop, you can see it's getting bigger. Look at that. So these are strengthening a little bit as they come on shore right now. So yeah, certainly 40 to 50 mile per hour winds will be the main threat. Now that it's on shore for northern Pinellas and points northward, the tornado threat is diminishing, but it's not quite zero at this point, so we'll still watch for a spin up. But you can see how these things just kind of flared up just in the last half hour. And rightly so. I mean, we've been warm, we've been muggy, and so it's running into some of that energy in the atmosphere. You can see what's off of Anna Maria right here. Some pretty good storms out there as well, too. So that's it. That's what we have coming our way this afternoon. Hope you guys are having a good one. No watches at this point. No warnings at this point. Literally, I just got on here to show you that camera because it was so cool. But I figure since we're here now, we'll go ahead and just keep looking at the radar. Let's get back to, let's do 30-minute scans here. All right, we'll do an hour. Slow it down. So, western Hernando, western Citrus County, all looking pretty good at this particular point. Pinellas County obviously just starting to come through. Central Pasco, still in that Trinity area now, but it'll be calming down here pretty quickly. And then when you get towards Wesley Chapel, still haven't got there. Lutz, still not there, but it will be there in about, well, you know what, let me go ahead and track this for you. The whole line itself is moving at about 20 miles per hour. So let me just draw this off to the east here. And that'll get you Carrollwood by 5:22. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's almost 5 o'clock. Wow.
Yeah.
Time is flying.
Yeah,
It's 4:55, yeah. So Carrollwood 5:22, Tampa 5:42, Riverview 6:30ish coming through. And usually it's a little bit earlier than that, as far as that spacing out. That's at 20 miles per hour, but it might spread out a little bit, come a little bit faster. So Riverview, I'd say about 6:20, 6:15ish, somewhere in there. Lakeland would be, that might not be too far off at 7 o'clock, and certainly Orlando is going to be behind that. And we'll have to wait and see. But I think Orlando, it's actually not going to be as late as 7:40. I'd say about 7:15 or so, if you happen to be watching from the Orlando area. Behind it, so what's it going to look like? Obviously, the heaviest rain's coming through now. Then we have this. We have this batch here, and that will be kind of on and off light rain. And that actually could take, well, let's measure here. 40, that could take 2 hours. 20 miles an hour, it's about 40 miles wide. That's 2 hours worth. So a couple hours, and now we're talking, what, 5 o'clock? I didn't realize it that late. 7:30, 8 o'clock-ish. You know, you can have some on and off showers through that time period. And then we have the secondary line that's sitting out here. In fact, let me show you a big picture. You can see, look at that squall line. It's pretty good. This thing goes all the way up to where they have a tornado warning just north of Jacksonville now, Brunswick, Georgia. See that? You got some friends or family in Brunswick?
No, I'm from Savannah, not Brunswick.
Yeah. Not far from Savannah.
Not far.
In fact, Savannah is going to get the southern end of the line. By the way, if you're watching the Masters today, the rain. There's the rain going through Augusta right in the middle there. They're just about done with the rain, so I think they're going to send them back out on the driving range and let them play in a little bit of light rain because it might still be some light rain for a while there. I was thinking maybe 5:30ish, 5:45 before the rain actually cuts off. So we'll see. But closer to home, the initial line's the best chance for severe weather. You see this rain that's back out behind it. That's not a big deal, right? Not worried about that for severe weather. These storms that are forming out here, we'll watch, but we really need to watch those for early tomorrow morning, and then I think another round mid-morning. We'll have something that looks like this, I think maybe a little bit more filled in, that comes through mid to late morning. In fact, our modeling is now suggesting that it's, watch this, this is a forecast model here. So that's 645. See the main line's already made it east of I-75. And starting to, not clear, I mean we're going to keep a lot of clouds, but starting to get rid of some of the rain, just a few sprinkles left over. It doesn't even have the back rain, it has that falling apart. Now tomorrow, some isolated showers first thing in the morning, but look at this, this is pushing some stronger storms, I think. So they did go slight risk for tomorrow, right, you said? All right, so we have a 2 out of a 5 for tomorrow, and that makes more sense. Today, I don't know, it should have been a 2. Today, maybe even a 1. But that's tomorrow, 11:20 in the morning. Gets to Tampa right around 12, 12:30, lunchtime. And then you've got some pretty steady rain. Now, the leading edge of this is what we're going to watch tomorrow for some severe weather, right? Especially along the immediate coast, we get waterspouts or tornadoes. The backside of it is going to actually be some decent rain. So you see the rains through Pinellas and parts of Hillsborough. This is about 2:15 in the afternoon. That's after the main line comes through. So, in fact, it's a front. You see the winds? You can basically see the winds. I can't draw. Why doesn't it let me draw? There we go. So here's the front right here. See the winds coming down this way, but ahead of the front, they're coming up that way. And so this leading edge is the cold front, and that's where we'll have our best chance for stronger storms we get into tomorrow. But then there's still some rain left over. That's Sunday evening, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Monday, still had a slight chance for rain on in the morning. See that right there? Mainly south of I-4, and then things will clear out throughout the day on Monday. So Monday is certainly no severe weather threat. No, but I do think tomorrow, late morning, we'll have to be keeping a close eye on it. All right, let's get back in here. Central Pasco now starting to see it. Well, just west of Land Lakes. Newport Richey, whew, that was a rough one coming through there. Look what's happening right now in the Trinity area. Yeah, it's just about east of Little Road at this point. But that Trinity Boulevard out there towards Highway 54, going out towards the Veterans. Not quite to the Veterans. Veterans fine right now. But it's coming. It's coming right through Odessa, through Keystone now. Water Chase, the Eagles, Westwood Lakes, all those places on Racetrack Road there in northwestern Hillsborough. It's coming through there right now. Still out over Eastlake Woodlands. But, yeah, you're in the middle of it too. Let me make sure we're... Yeah, just some real gusty winds in there, that's for sure. Yeah, look at that. Whew. Man. It's 59 mile per hour. Now this is up in the atmosphere a little bit, but not much. Not high off the ground. So certainly 50, 55 mile per hour winds are possible coming through there right now. No reports of damage. If you do have any reports of damage, let us know. Comment in here, or I'll pass it along to the National Weather Service. Still don't see any major areas of rotation. So very good news as far as that goes, looking up and down this line. Yeah. A little bit of lightning. Where is the... So you can see all the strikes, positive and negative strikes. lose it. Look at that. Oh, Elsie. Oh, Elsie says she should have checked Facebook before she walked the dog. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, just look at the clouds. You know, walk out and look at the sky. The like those folks at the beach we were talking about. Man. In fact, let's run back out here at the beach now. See what that downpour looks like. In fact, I need to get the. Let's just jump this over to Tampa, to the airport. Let's go out to the Renaissance Hotel. That's right there at TPA. Oh, turn around. Let me get that camera turned around for you. Looking over there at Ray J. Doesn't look like it's quite raining there yet, but it's just minutes away, that's for sure. I'm going to swing this camera around real fast to the home position, which is looking over the main terminal. And oh yeah, look, some of the lights are going on in there. They've got WWE that they're doing there this weekend.
That is this weekend.
All right, here we go. Swirl it around. Oh yeah, there it comes. Oh. Savannah says, still pouring in Citrus. Yeah. Severe weather threat is over in Citrus, but definitely some heavy rainfall is possible. I mean, look at these yellows that you're seeing here. That's some decent rainfall. Again, no severe weather in those yellows. The reds is what we'd be watching, in fact. Yeah, that looks okay for right now. But these reds have the heaviest downpours and the wind that's coming in with it. Anna Maria still looking good. If you're down there, you know what? I want to go ahead and give you. I'm going to do it 25 miles per hour, just to give you a little bit of extra time, get you off the beach. But 5:30 Tierra Verde, Anna Maria at 5:47. So you got another 20 minutes or so. The problem is lightning. You know, if I'm sitting there, I'm kind of like, well, let's start packing it up. Because look where all the lightning is now. Most of it is in this stretch right in here. Right, but this can go 15, 20 miles out. Right? In fact, it could go 15, 20 miles out of the storm. But either way, you know, you see where the lightning is now. The lightning could be striking out in here. It's not raining out in here, right? Well, look at that. There goes the latest, just came in. But, you know, lightning can strike out here where it's not raining. So that's why you got to be really, really careful. Bolt to blue is what they call it. Port Richey, oh yeah. Port Richey actually might be calming down a little bit. Still heavy rainfall, but look, you guys need it. Holiday, Anclote up there, Anclote High School, Tarpon Springs. We had that brush fire yesterday. We really need the rain. We certainly do need the rain. So it stinks to have this on a Saturday, and we're going to have some rain on our Sunday. But at least not a complete rain out. So if you do have plans for this evening, I mean, keep on. Don't cancel, certainly, unless it's completely outdoors and the rain will do it. But I do think through about 7:30, we'll at least have some light rain in the Tampa area. Oh, Eric's at WWE WrestleMania. Eric, are they doing something right now? I thought it was just Sunday night. But you've got rain coming, buddy. Let's get a track on this. I'm going to start it out here a little bit. Tampa International, what time? 5:15. So you got about 10 minutes, if that, before the rain moves through over top of the stadium there. You know what? Maybe you can see it. Go back to the camera here. I'm going to move it. I'm going to make a quick camera movement here, guys, just a little bit, just so we can get over there. Excuse me, Ray J. It's dry now. that is not going to last long. Because here comes this storm here. Yeah, I don't know anything about a ground stop at TPA or anything. Haven't heard that, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a temporary one. This is not terrible. It's coming through. Oh, okay, Eric. Thank you. It says today and Sunday. Awesome. Well, get ready. Go get something to eat quick. I'd go get something to eat now before everybody else rushes in to go get something to eat. So if you are watching from the Tampa area, this is at the airport, of course, and it's south and east of the airport. You're not going to get rain and storms until this camera gets it. So I'll just take you back out here to the radar. This is the past hour. The whole line itself is moving to the east about 20 miles per hour or so. You actually see, look out there towards Winter Haven. They actually have a couple storms develop out ahead of it in the northeast parts of Polk County. Had same thing up in Hernando, I think, in Citrus earlier today too. Just daytime heating ahead of this system. All right, I'm not seeing anything. You see the little spin up thing there, but I don't see anything at this point. That's not significant. Doesn't look like it to me, so keep an eye on that. Yes, Natalie, storms for Riverview and Orlando. Yep, Orlando is actually probably going to get them first just because you've got these cells that formed out ahead of it. But this whole line is coming through Riverview probably about the same time, actually. Probably about, 5:09, probably about 25 minutes, 25 minutes in Riverview. Again, here comes the camera. Zoom this out all the way so you can get a better picture of the sky. A vantage point like this, if you had something spinning, dropping down out of the sky, you can see it. But I don't see any issues here, so that's good. It's been a while for a lot of folks since we've had some rain. Some decent rain, too. Totals, we could end up seeing probably 1 to 3 inches of rainfall in some of our area between now and early tomorrow afternoon. Look at that. Look at the colors in that autumn. That is cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. What camera is that, Renaissance?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the airport right there. International Plaza, basically Cheesecake Factory in the lower left-hand corner of your screen off of it.
It's a beautiful house.
Yeah. Yeah, Edith, it's getting there. It's getting towards St. Pete as well, too. Just about there. Look at that. It's come through Safety Harbor. Coming across to Courtney Campbell, almost all the way over there. Does Hulk Hogan still own that place out there, the volleyball court? It's been a bunch of different things. But yeah, it's just about there, halfway across to Howard Franklin now. We should hear it on the roof here any second now. We're right
Waiting
there.
on it.
You hear it?
I'm waiting on it.
Wait on yeah. We're right in here at the station. But again, notice that all the downpours, the heavy downpours here. Look where the thunder is. Thunder's all back out here.
Storm report.
Well, we've got a 25 mile per hour wind gust.
Whopping 25 miles per hour.
Storm report. Yeah. Yeah, and that is probably where did that? It's Seminole. Oh, that was with the storm, but yeah.
That's a little to the south.
Hey, look, we'll take that, right?
We'll take
We'll take that.
complain about that.
The worst thing today was the thought of having to potentially have a tornado warning. I was going to make Autumn cut in during the Masters.
So I can get
Back to you, Autumn.
all the shots.
You toss to me, and I'll just say 2 words. And, back to you, Autumn.
No, like, no, put him up on
Autumn.
split screen. Put Bobby up.
Back to you at autumnrobertson.com or what? All your social media stuff.
People typing away.
Yeah, look, hey man, I want to watch the Masters too. I mean, thank goodness it's rained out. If we were going to have something, this is really good timing for the line to come through here, because the Masters is on a rain delay right now. But man, all the golfers around here and have to hear us spouting over the same thing for 2 minutes and then repeating it another 2 minutes. So the reason why I say every 2 minutes, you see this the thing going around, the radar. What am I trying to say? The beam? This is doing what's called a full volume scan. And there's 16 levels. So if this is the ground, right? This is they teach you to draw the ground like this in school. If this is the ground, the radar's up here, it's got the ball up here. It sends it out a little bit as an angle and it goes all the way around. Well, it does it 16 different times and it comes just about up to there, right? So it's got 16 different layers. Well, when we get storms like this, it'll come halfway up to about here, drop down, give us this bottom layer again, and then come back up here and then do the top 8 of the layers. And that way, every minute and a half or so, we get a bottom layer so we can see what's going on down there. Okay? So you see this thing going around, and it doesn't update every time it goes around, and that's because we're actually using part of what's called a volume scan. But when we're covering tornadoes, what'll happen is I'll come in here again. No watches, no warnings right now, no tornadoes. Don't worry about that. But we'll come in here and we'll look at the velocity, and we'll be looking for, something that's going this way and something that's going that way. We want like bright red. You see this? This is not happening. This isn't anything. I guess I don't think it is. But you see this right here and that right there? That bright red next to that bright green, almost blue, tends to show rotation. That's not what's happening here, but that's what we're looking for. And that data tells me almost exactly where that tornado would be if it was a tornado. And I only get that data, that lower level, once every 2.5 minutes. And so a lot of times when we're on TV, we're kind of just waiting to see for at least another 2.5 minutes for the next round of data to come in, the next scan, so that we can say, okay, it's weakening or it's getting even stronger. Yes, it's definitely a tornado. And so a lot of times that's why we end up almost repeating ourselves and going over the same thing, because you're kind of stalling. You're waiting to find out, and you can't just stop talking like I can here on Facebook. You got to keep talking when you're on TV, which is kind of weird if you think about it.
It's on.
But it's a conversation. It's just a conversation, but they can't talk back, and that's
talking back to me.
yeah.
The conversation in your head.
Conversation in your head. Come on, facts, man. So Pinellas just about to downtown St. Pete. Let's switch over to the Mahaffey camera, see what we got going on there. Let me get that popped up, guys. I'm doing that right now. Here we go. Yo, look at that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. Let me move that around just a little bit. I think it's going to rain. My neighbor calls me 10%. Like, hey, Deskins, is it going to rain? Is there a 10% chance? I literally told him a 10% chance one time and it rained on him.
That's
Yep. And it was probably 5% coverage. But, you know, that's how it goes. So he calls me 10%. It's hilarious. But, yeah. Here it comes. That is cool. A lot of folks out there at the pier today. Time to pack it in. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Oh yeah, Melissa says we talk back, and that's absolutely right, Melissa. That's why I love doing Facebook Lives, because you guys ask the best questions that sometimes we just don't think to say, right? And the more I do Facebook Lives, actually the better I think I've gotten at figuring out what to say, because sometimes we get real meteorological. Unless, just tell me if it's going to rain, man. So here the wind's picking up right now there. I'm going to jump over here real fast and just check out some of the gusts that we've seen so far today. Peak gusts. There you go, 38 in Clearwater, 30 in St. Pete. Most of these 30s are in that storm, at least the one that you see there in Clearwater. But look, Sarasota hasn't seen any rain yet. It's 35 mile per hour wind gusts. It's been windy down there all day. 31 in Venice. Back over to the radar, you can see the line. See, look, it's not even the Anna Maria yet. But Wesley Chapel, Lutz, obviously you've got the rain there now. It actually, you know, should start to, well, give it another 10 minutes or so before it really starts to calm down. You've got actually thunderstorms coming through now. So the first line got there, looked really cool, and then you actually start hearing more thunder about 10 minutes later. And the same thing's going to happen in Dade City and Zephyr Hills and out through Thanona, too. Carrollwood, New Tampa area, here it comes, right? Just about to 275 at this particular point. Oh, we got some quarter-size hail on the Franklin Bridge. Quarter-size hail, that's pretty good hail. If that were the case, they might issue a severe thunderstorm warning for that. Anything bigger than a nickel. And I don't mean in value. Not seeing a whole lot of hail. Yeah.
Did you see Mike's message? Do you want to hop on the main page and do the Facebook Live?
Yeah, I think I can do that now.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, let me, oh, I don't want that. Okay, give me a second here, guys. I need to, don't want to do this. I want to do this. Start broadcast. All right, we should be coming back on here. Okay, we're good. All right, everybody. Hello, I'm Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins here in the Weather Center on this Saturday afternoon. Sitting right next to meteorologist Autumn Robertson. She's been actually tracking these storms all morning long and even in the afternoon. And we do not have any watches or warnings in place right now. But you can see a pretty decent line of showers and thunderstorms coming through. If you've looked at the sky, I mean, it's just been incredible out there today with these shelf clouds coming through. The initial line will come through with some pretty heavy wind gusts. Well, 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts are possible, but heavy rainfall. And then the secondary part of the line actually has more lightning in it. So if you get up here into northern Hernando and almost northern Pasco County, from Lando Lakes up to Pasco, up into just east of Brooksville on I-75. That's where the line of lightning is. So this core right in here actually has more lightning. Now we don't have much in the we don't have any storm reports coming through. We have a couple reports of hail over the Howard Franklin Bridge. Not showing up a lot on the radar here, but you can see there are certainly some heavy downpours coming through Northwest Hillsborough now, West Chase, still in Tarpon Springs and East Lake Woodlands, the Eagles, those areas. But look at central Pinellas County here. Pinellas Park up to High Point, to Largo. I mean, look at that. That's a heavy downpour coming through there, and a really good thunderstorm moving through the area. So the Storm Prediction Center has us in a slight risk for severe weather today. That is a 2 out of a 5, right? 5 being the best chance for severe weather. So that's why we're covering this pretty closely for you this afternoon. One thing that we'd be looking for here, obviously, if we did in fact have quarter-size hail, was it a quarter-size hail or quarter-inch? Yeah, they said quarter-size hail. If we did have that, they would issue a severe thunderstorm warning. They have not done that. But the initial concern really was of spin-ups, right, of tornadoes, water spouts really coming on shore. So I want to take you here west of Anna Maria along the leading edge. I'm not seeing a lot of rotation in here. A little something here. That's not really too bad, so I'm not worried about that. But otherwise, those brighter light blues there, that just means some decent winds, 40, perhaps 50 mile per hour wind on the leading edge. These lighter blues you see in here are similar. I mean, we could certainly see 30 to 40 mile per hour winds, but they'll be gusts, I think, in the 50s. And then you move up the leading edge of the line, and you start to see a little more green next to red. That's kind of one indication when we have the rotation for possible tornadoes. But this doesn't look suspect to me, so I think we're okay. And just looking at the overall line, looking up and down it, you can see there's not a whole lot, especially even west of Manatee and Sarasota County. But that area we will have to watch. So back over to the radar here. I'll put it back into motion for you. Once this line comes through, we do have the back of this to deal with. But the first initial line will come through, and it will be about 15 to 20 minutes worth of good rain. Maybe even 20 to 30 minutes of good rain, and then things will start to calm down. Anything in that? Anything particular? They just issued a marine warning. That's what you're hearing. That's for coastal waters, basically, really from western Pasco all the way down now through almost southern Sarasota. So they're just basically issuing a warning to mariners from here all the way down to about here. That's what you're hearing in the background. That is not a severe thunderstorm warning. It's not a tornado warning. There's no watches, no warnings at this point. It's just what they call a marine warning that they issue for folks with boaters, folks on the boat that have their NOAA weather radios or just the Weather Channel on their VHF. So this is what it looks like. The lightning will be coming through just about almost all the way through the entire line. So I definitely expect you to hear some rumbles of thunder. And then we'll have the back of it come through, and we'll try and clear up a little bit. We're not going to clear up 100%, but we will clear up a little bit. Let me track this. This is moving about 20 miles per hour to the east, east-southeast. So that'll put it in Bradenton closer to 6 o'clock. Right now it's 5:25. And I think it's going to be closer than that, Bradenton. I'd go 5:45. Let me... This is speeding up. I'm going to go ahead and redraw this. Let me go 30 miles per hour. Let's do it this way. Bradenton is still close to 6 o'clock. Nope. Let's do it like this. Okay, 5:45-ish or so. Brandon, 5:45. Over towards Lakeland, eventually just after 6 o'clock. And Duet, 6:38. It should weaken a little. I don't expect it, honestly, to weaken a whole lot. But again, it's not terrible at this particular point. So that's good news as far as that's concerned. There's the loop once again. Autumn, what are you seeing over there? Anything?
I still have the same thing camera. A lot of palm trees swinging around.
Yeah,
That's been showing up on our radar, but that's something that we haven't seen All Pinellas is pretty much blended in, right?
So now I would imagine at this point that the Renaissance and Ray J's seen the rain. So they've got WWE going on over there right now. Let's see if I still got the controls up for that. Oh geez, yeah, it's coming down good. So again, I'm going to swing this camera over pretty quickly here just to get a look at it. Get to the controls. Oh yeah. That's not fun. You can see right in there. Well, we can look right there, but I don't know how much we're going to see yet. So yeah, WWE is going on there right now. Eric, I don't know if you're still listening, but Eric was just out there commenting saying he's there. Hopefully he's inside now. And I don't know how that works. Did you see the video of that with like election?
WWE?
Yeah, I mean, can that stuff get rained on?
I hope not.
You hope so. Because it's getting rained on now, for sure. Cindy, she's in Venice. How are you, Cindy? I need to get down there. I need to do Shark's Tooth Beach. What's the name of that beach that I go to? That's called Shark's Tooth Beach, kind of. I've never been there. Let me take you back out. Watches and warnings. And you can see the orange there is the marine warning that I was telling you about. And that it does include the bay for boaters. That's just it. The red, the pink, I should say, that you see over there, that is a fire, red flag warning, basically. Which means any fires that get started can get out of control pretty easily. Now, we've got a lot of rain coming through, but we also have some lightning. So, lightning can cause fires, obviously. So that's something we'll have to keep an eye on. And, of course, just because they have a red flag warning over there, it doesn't mean that Polk County is close enough that doesn't have the issues either, right? So we're all pretty dry. Well, we were until this big batch of rain that's coming through right now. Caspian Beach. Okay, cool, Cindy. Thank you. Yes. All right, Josh has 20 to 30 mile per hour gust near Ballast Point. Thanks, Josh. Here it is again. So Anna Maria, it is just about on the doorstep. Just about there now. Let's look at Tampa's downtown, not there. Oh, Autumn, I think we missed a good opportunity to do the Tampa camp.
Why when that's
I think it's getting there right now. Let's go. We missed it. Yeah. Let's look to the left here. This is actually looking east. We'll look right out. No, it's gotten in there pretty good. So that's this is channel side over here. I'll zoom in for you real fast. You can see the channel side district. I think see some heavy rain coming down there too. We can see Busch Gardens. It's really tough to see from here, especially in the rain. Oh yeah, we're not going to see anything now. Oh, did she? Oh yeah, good sky there. Yeah, she's not going to see that. Sorry about moving this camera, guys, but there you go. There's downtown right now. Take you back to the radar. You get a look at that. Yeah, Shelby, that's a good idea. Thank you for telling her. She said her sister called. She said, keep an eye on the sky. Go to Sharky's, Natalie says. All right, cool. Keep driving to the end of the road. All right, awesome. Let me go. All right, awesome. All right, guys, I got a couple different Facebook things going on here, so I want to be able to see all of your questions. All right, now I'm seeing it. Kathleen, I got you. Heavy rain, slowed down, but the wind's picking up. That's in Sumter. Okay, cool. Pouring and windy in St. Pete. Absolutely, yeah, we had that camera out there in St. Pete. In fact, let's go over now back to the camera. This is downtown Tampa. And I'll switch it back over to Mahaffey Theater. Here, coming down on the roof here where we are, yeah. There you go. It's a whiteout. So we got 4/10 of an inch of rainfall. Oh, right over Handcoat High, right near where that fire was yesterday. That is good news.
That's great.
Yeah, how about
Someone
that?
was saying, I hope this rain is going to help out with the
Yeah.
bushfires.
Yeah, you know, Autumn and I were thinking about 1 to 3 inches of rain before this is all said and done between now and tomorrow. In some areas, could get a little bit more if you get, if you get a heavy downpour.
It just sits on top of you.
Here's the radar now. The bigger picture, you can see this squall line coming through. Now look, it's 5 o'clock, 5:30 now. What time we got? 5:33. So we've been warm. We've had a lot of heating today, a lot of humidity, and of course a lot of wind. So that's one of the reasons why this kind of strengthened just a little bit, not a whole lot. Not concerned about this area here, not yet. This one I think will be okay. That will kind of fade. But all of this is going to fire back up again tomorrow. Mid to late morning is what the modeling is suggesting. So now what I'm going to do is I want to jump ahead in time and show you what the forecast model looks like. All right, let's go here. That's not it. And right there. Okay. That was tonight. Let me back up here. This is the forecast model. See it coming through here? This is 7:30ish, right? It's starting to really clear the area. By 8 o'clock, most of the rain's out of here. But I still think there'll be a couple sprinkles around. Now, tomorrow morning, this is around sunrise right there. Already some rain coming through. And then as we get towards lunchtime at 10:30 in the morning, 11:30 in the morning, here comes a pretty decent line through about 1 o'clock to get to Tampa. That's about 12:30 p.m. That line is the cold front. In fact, watch this. You can see, here's the line right here, right? See the wind arrows blowing this way? Kind of going like that. But look at all the wind out ahead of it. That is when you know you have a cold front, or you have a frontal passage, right? Wind directions. So that's what's going to happen. This is tomorrow, Sunday, at about 12:30. And this area here, we're going to have to watch, because those are going to be some pretty good storms that come through. Storm Prediction Center has us in a 2 out of 5 chance again tomorrow for strong storms, including isolated tornadoes, even some hail, and of course gusty winds. And then there'll be a little bit of rain south of I-4 in the evening hours. So that's tomorrow. So yeah, it's kind of a 1-2 punch. One today, and then one again for tomorrow. So there we are. This is where we're at now. We're back to live, and you can see. Look, notice the reds. If you just joined us, we actually, let me show you this. We did some 3D radar. I want to show you this. I use this tool because what it does, it allows me to be able to kind of look at the layers and see if the storms are getting stronger or weaker. So what I've done here is I've kind of just highlighted the core of the storms. I'm going to go ahead and put it into motion for you. And if you notice, let me take it back here a little bit. Watch, it was small. It started to really flare up. That's pretty good there. Pretty good there. But now it's really starting to fill in. This was about 5 o'clock. A little after 5 o'clock as it came on shore. And now look, 5:21. See, they're shrinking. They're weakening. And so this trend should continue. We should continue to see these weaken, continue weakening, even especially for inland locations. Now Manatee and Sarasota County, not quite as much, but look, that whole line is actually weakened a little bit offshore as well too. So you're actually looking really good, really good. I like that.
That's the wind damage. The pool covered one.
Oh, okay. What's that, Autumn?
in Tierra Verde.
Tierra Verde, somebody lost a pool cover.
No one's pool cover.
Saying winds were greater than 30 miles per hour is what they're thinking, yeah. Yeah. So no watches, no warnings at this particular point. In fact, earlier today, they had a tornado watch that was basically up in this area up in here. Did not, Sumter County did not have it, Citrus didn't have it, Lake County didn't have it, but it was just to our north. But now they've let all that expire. And as I mentioned, we actually had that tornado warning just near Brunswick, Georgia. And it looks like that is gone as well too. So the main low driving all this, look at that thing, it's way up here. And it's not moving quick. And that's why you get something firing up here today, coming this way, right? Then tomorrow it fires up here and comes right through. So tomorrow's getting closer. Yesterday it was here. Today it's here. And tomorrow it'll be here. Pretty much all makes sense. Timing is going well. One of the things we do is we look in the water vapor, because this kind of shows you a little bit more of a flow in the atmosphere. You can clearly see this wrapping up. See all that big low? And then you end up with some jet stream winds that are coming in like this. So you get a lot of spin down in here, a lot of lift. And that's what we're dealing with right now. But the worst of it is up in this area, and that's why they had what they had today up in the Panhandle. I mean, they had some large hail in parts of the Panhandle today. With Panama City Beach, was it that water spout blew on shore?
Yeah.
That was impressive video. Did you see that?
The hail was huge.
I think we have that on our Facebook page, or just go to 10tampabay.com. We have a story up there with that video on there as well too. So over a half an inch. Yeah, that's no, it's Paul. Mark's got over half an inch. I'm not sure where Mark is. But again, with these downpours coming through, quarter to a half an inch easily. Some areas see a little bit more. And then we've got some lingering rain on top of that. So half an inch, 3/4 of an inch rainfall. Possible. We need that. We need it really bad. Roberto says, this witch on a broom just flew by with some flying monkeys. Should I be alarmed? Nah, no. I don't think so.
Seems pretty casual.
Let her be.
Yeah.
It's good.
She's minding her business.
Yeah, I mean, if you need something from the store, she going to the store.
Her and her
Just
monkey.
flew by with some flying monkeys. Should I be alarmed? She's not going to the store. It doesn't say that. But no, I wouldn't worry about her. You can keep your ruby slippers in the closet for now. There's a barefoot ski competition happening now in Winter Haven. Ooh, yeah. Well, fine right now. They actually had some rain. I'm going to zoom in here. They had some rain in the Winter Haven area earlier. Did they go through there? Well, it's just a couple of sprinkles.
So an update on WrestleMania. Just 10 minutes ago, Ray J closed their parking lot because of the bad weather. So they're telling everybody to park at Hillsborough Community College if anybody's going to WrestleMania tonight.
Okay, did you guys hear that? So the event hasn't started then.
No.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because of the rain. All right. So the development is, if you're going to WWE tonight, because of the heavy rain, they have closed the parking lots at Ray J, the grass parking lots.
Thanks, Mandy.
Because it's going to be muddy. So the Hillsborough Community College, which is on the west side of the stadium, right across Dale Mabry, right across the street, that's where you're going to need to park. And that probably has plenty of parking, but it's going to be a little bit of a walk if you're towards the back of that parking lot. I park over there a lot when I go to a Bucks game. All right, severe thunderstorm warning. Look at that. We got it. The crawl should be coming in. So right now we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect until 6 o'clock. Oh, yep, it's up. Can you make sure they run the crawl, please? And I'll turn that noise off right there. There it goes. So severe thunderstorm warning. You can see it's moving into, well, it's Ruskin right over the weather service. It's going to go right over the radar. You can see that hole right there near the SKIN in Ruskin. That is the top of the radar. The radar doesn't look straight up. But the issue with this is we're going to see winds around 60 miles per hour. So that can do damage, right? This thing's moving to the southeast at about 40 miles per hour. So I'm going to go ahead and track this for you right from here and give you some time. So Parrish around 5:51. That's a little less than 10 minutes from right now. Manhattan 6:04. Duet around 6:11. The main threat, guys, with this is going to be, again, wind gusts in excess of 60 miles per hour. And that can do damage, especially things that aren't tied down very well. If you've got a carport that's weakening or something like that, that can definitely do some damage. So that's in effect until, was it 6 o'clock?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, okay, yeah, about 18 minutes from now. Greater Sun City Center area, that's coming up, all these areas. 0.6 of an inch of rain. I'm not sure where Mark is. But here we go. There's where it is now. And I would happen to say, I mean, if you're in Apollo Beach, you've probably seen some of the heavier winds right now. But sitting right there on the bay, I mean, can you imagine Beer Can Island? That place cleared out, I'm sure. We can't see. I've got a camera that can normally just about see it, but it's not going to see it now in all the rain that's out there. Really cool. Let me take you down here. So there's our severe thunderstorm warning. That's the only warning in place at this particular point. So out of all of that, and I got to be honest with you, one of the main reasons is because it's a lot easier to kick up that wind coming across the bay. So you're going to have those 60 mile per hour winds. But I got to take you real fast down to Sarasota, the Van Wezel. We got a really cool shot of this shelf cloud coming through. There we go. Look at that. Autumn, you want to drive a little bit? Are you good? You're doing. You got some stuff. Okay, you're doing good over there. All right. Yeah. Look at this thing. So they had a boat fire early today, right in this area that we're looking at. This is from the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall, and this is looking to obviously the north and the west, where that line's coming in. It's just about to Anna Maria right now. So this will be moving in Sarasota here in the next 15, 20, 30 minutes, depending on how far inland you are. That is a pretty cool shelf cloud. Look at that.
Yes.
Good colors today.
Saying that 56 mile per hour gust at Old Port Tampa.
At Old Port, oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let me bring this back out a little bit. Watch this thing come through. So let's take a look at those gusts. If you just joined us, we've been looking at peak wind gusts today, and a lot of those were actually in the 20s and 30s before the rain got here, just because it was so breezy today, right along the coast. But now we're getting, nothing's really changed. We did get a 38 in St. Petersburg. That was actually associated with the front that came through. But 40 in Tampa, 45 in Plant City, Zephyr Hills at 44. Brooksville 44. These are all wind gusts that were associated with that main line coming through. So Polk County, it hasn't really gotten there yet. Polk County probably ended up with a little less wind than that. But certainly 40, 45 mile per hour winds are possible as the line comes through. Let me put you back to the radar here again where we have our warning in southeastern parts of Hillsborough and parts of Manatee County. Again, that's a severe thunderstorm warning for winds possibly about 60 miles per hour. And that'll go into effect until 6 o'clock, so about another 15 minutes, 14 minutes from now. Rogelio. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, buddy. He's in Vegas. Lucky to get the rain. Yeah, it has been. I mean, Vegas is in a desert. It's supposed to be dry, but they have been really, really dry in the southwest United States. So yeah, and guys, we are not in our rainy season. April and May are two of our driest months. I think November is the driest. But the problem with April and May is we warm up temperature-wise, but we get less rain, and so things dry out, and you develop a drought. And you have this would be our wildfire season if we have any issues. So, oh, there's Ashley's on here. She's in her. She's undercover. My Jeep was shaking when it came through. Yeah. Garbage cans flying around. Ray said. So I'm looking at the comments. You guys got anybody? Got any reports? Any damage out there? Anybody hearing anything? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I don't expect a lot. We will be watching this area. Really, I think west of I-75 here in Hillsborough County in that yellow box, the severe thunderstorm warning, which is basically Ruskin and Apollo Beach down to Sun City, because that's where those highest winds are likely to come through. 41 mile per hour wind gusts. That was at Riverview. What you got over there, Autumn? Let's see. I hear you. Sometimes we get comments on here that are good. All right, so there you go. It's coming across the bay now. Obviously, Anna Maria's in it. Bradenton's in it. It's down. Wow, let's look at this camera. So our camera is, let me circle it right here. All right, that's the camera location, the Van Wezel. Oh, come on. And here's what that looks like. Look at the bend in that cloud. Isn't that cool?
The cloud cover today, like the clouds with these storms have been excellent.
Look at that.
Because that's beautiful.
It really is. So you hear that down power lines? Somebody say in the background, look at that. Look at that.
That's incredible.
Wow.
That is beautiful.
So guys, that's what 40 to 50 mile per hour winds can look like. With some heavy rain back behind it. And one of the things we'll look for in this is a bowing segment. You know what? Look and see if you see. I want to keep this up right now, but I'd like to see if there's a little bit.
Bowing out a little bit.
Yeah.
That leading edge right there.
That's it. It's not a lot though. You're right. It is a little bit. Because what happens when you see it bow out a little bit like that, you get more wind. You can get a lot of wind coming down out of the bottom of that. So, wind coming down and out. Basically, all coming in from underneath here and out. And when it bows, instead of like a line of storms, just think the storms are coming this way towards land, right? Instead of that, if it's like this coming that way, you tend to get more wind in this situation right here. So that's why we're watching it. That is wild. Billy's heading over to WrestleMania. He said, yeah, Billy, the heaviest is going through right now over the stadium. So it should actually, it's still going to rain a little bit, but it's going to be calming down a little bit. Transformer Blue and Safety Harbor, Lauren. Thank you for that. Yeah, you know what? I'll get on here and check some power outages here in just a minute. Tornado-like wind in Riverview. That's interesting, Diana. Thank you. Look at that thing. Look at the boaters.
Riverview wind gusts clocked in around 41 miles per hour.
Around 40.
About 5 minutes ago.
Oh, so I'm not running. I think the time lapse might have expired.
Wait, why is that not up?
What happened? Oh yeah, it's running. Oh good. Good. Look at that. That thing is wild. Sky getting dark in Bradenton. Yeah, it certainly is. Look at this, Autumn.
Yes, indeed.
That is crazy.
Incredible. That's just beautiful.
I don't want to move it because
Don't move that. Can you get a time lapse of that? Or is it still rolling on the other one?
yeah, it's still rolling. It's rolling on this. Let me make sure I just add some time here to it too. Yeah,
Wow.
that is crazy. Pretty bad in Plant City. All right, Ashley, thank you very much. Yeah, just starting to get into, well, still not quite in Polk County. I mean, northwest Polk County's got a little bit of it. Severe thunderstorm warnings in southern Hillsborough County and out into Manatee County, out through Duet. Duet, you are in it. It's not quite there yet. Look at this. You can see it spinning a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, that is wild. Linda's in Sun City. Yeah, Linda, you're in the severe thunderstorm warning. Wind gusts of 53 miles per hour at Riverview. So, yeah, who was just saying about Riverview? Mary. Yeah, very dark and you had a lot of wind. 53 mile per hour wind was recorded in Riverview. So, not quite severe criteria, but certainly very close to it. And look at these boaters now trying to outrun this storm. So, a couple more.
Reports are starting to come in now.
Yeah, just all the wind gusts. So Dunedin had 40 miles per hour. Bel Air had 44 mile per hour winds. Hernando had 44. So a lot of what we were showing you just there on our peak wind gusts, that's what we're seeing. But now, in that southern parts of Hillsborough and northeastern Manatee County, we've got winds in the 50s. And that's verifying. Let's look at the leading edge of this thing. All right, I had to turn this a little bit because I want to make sure there's no water spout moving right by this thing. We have not seen. I'm going to get you over the radar here in just a minute. We have not seen a lot of rotation with this. Look at this. Look at the rain coming through behind you. I'll park it right here. Look at that.
That's incredible. That's just
Dina, this is from the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall building in Sarasota. That's Sarasota Bay right there. That bridge you see is going over towards St. Armand Circle and over towards the beach if you're heading from downtown Sarasota over towards the beach. Just to the left of the camera is where they used to have the kissing statue. It's at the base of that bridge, essentially. So this is in Sarasota County. Natalie says power went off twice and right back on, so flickering power. Yeah, Natalie, 100% believe that because you had, what, 53 mile per hour winds. Well, you're saying Ruskin said 61. I haven't seen that yet, but I believe you. But that was probably the reason why they actually triggered the whole severe thunderstorm warning in the first place. Ashley says those boaters are, yeah, that's not what she said, but you know what she said. Did you see that on? Yeah, they're the boaters now. That's just so dangerous.
it's very dangerous.
I mean, wind and rain is one thing, but lightning scares me. It scares me when I'm out on a boat. Are these jet skiers? Oh, that's why. There you go. They're like, oh, we got all day. We'll just gun right over here. Hope they have sunglasses on. You remember the rain hitting you in the eye? And it's been, it's been breezy all day today, and it's been kind of bumpy. I've been looking at the Van Wezel camera. I mean, look at those winds off in the distance. Wow, look at that, right along the water. Look at that. That's coming closer to them. Watch this. Look at that. Look at that.
It's expired.
Okay. The severe thunderstorm warning has expired. What time? 5:56. So they went ahead and let it go down before 6 o'clock. We haven't seen as much. Here come the winds. Yeah, look at that camera shaking in the wind. Where was that other jet ski? There he is. Look, the wind's just hitting him. Oh, oh man, that is not fun. That's a boat. Sorry guys, it's real jumpy, especially when I zoom in here. Ah, that is not a good day on the boat. Whew. And the camera's bouncing all up. Yeah, so that's the wind coming through right there in Sarasota. I'm going to just turn this thing around, and you'll be able to see the leading edge of it getting to the bridge. Look at that. You'll see the palm trees over there. It's going to be real shaky as I zoom in here. Yeah, that's just too. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is just coming down. So this initial push will be the worst of it. And then things will actually calm down. Okay, let's get back over to the radar. You can see now we've got the severe thunderstorm warning hasn't cleared, but they did expire it. They definitely did expire it, so that's a glitch in the software. But no more severe thunderstorm warnings at this particular point. Lakeland Regional, 50-knot winds up at Lakeland Regional, so that's the storm coming through. You see that right there? So now we've got winds at about 50-55 mile per hour coming through there. So yeah, that is really good. Now again, velocity, I'm not seeing any spin-ups. That's the good news. The radar is kind of seeing some what they call early spin-ups. That's okay. There's nothing really there, so we're good. As far as I'm concerned right now, that looks really good. So as far as tornado threat goes, I just think it's very limited. I don't think it's a big chance for that. But definitely we're going to have some wind damage. We've had a couple things reported here. I expect that with these winds in the 40s and 50s. Now the worst of it is in eastern Hillsborough, well, southeastern Hillsborough, Manatee County. I tell you, Bradenton's getting it really good right now. Look at this. I just got to take you back out to this camera. Look at this. Looks like the wind's actually picked up here at Van Wezel. It is blowing hard. So that's probably right there. Look at those white caps. That's 40, 45 mile per hour winds. And it could even be a little bit more than that. We'll at least see some gusts, I think, in the 50s when we go back to the gust. That's not going to show up right now, but when we check the gusts on that, that's probably what we're going to end up seeing out of Sarasota. Most of the gusts, I'm looking at a lot of them right now. Plant City, Tampa, Palmetto, all in the upper 40s. Palmetto is a 53 mile per hour wind gust. That's a pretty good one. McDill had 56. So that's what South Tampa had, or at least McDill. Keep in mind, McDill, that sensor is likely out there in the middle of the runway, or the airfield at least. So it's a lot easier to get some wind coming across that than it is over South Tampa where you have a bunch of houses and trees. So another marine warning was issued. Get ready to get loud in here. Here it goes. That's for the areas from Tampa Bay southward. Looks like it's close to Tierra Verde, but obviously most of the weather's come through there. And again, a marine warning is just for mariners. There was not a marine. Well, I guess there was. Was there a marine warning for this Van Wezel location until now?
No, that might be why so many boats are out there.
Oh, Shoo. No. It was.
Oh.
It was. Remember we talked about it earlier when it went all the way down in southern Sarasota County. Yeah, no, they had that warning.
So, okay, it's overlapping a little bit.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They just trimmed the north end, and instead of trimming it, they just issued another one.
Okay, so there's no excuse.
Yeah, right.
Because I thought there wasn't one for that area.
Right. Tina says Lakeland's real gusty.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of reports that Lakeland's things are starting to ramp up there.
Boots, where did I see it? Inglewood. Inglewood will get it. You'll get it in a little bit. It's coming down. I mean, the whole line should hold together. But as I showed you earlier when we looked at it in a 3D view, in fact, you could just look at the colors a lot less yellow and it's a lot less red.
Really weak.
So it is really, really weakened. Plant City is crazy gusty, Rebecca says. I believe that. No problem, Terry. Hope you're having a good afternoon. Sorry about all the rain.
Someone said just plain hurricane force over here in Polk County. Yeah, we get it, y'all. It's gusty over there.
Tree branch fell in the Kathleen area and shingles off the garage. Time for a new roof. So where this was in Kathleen. I'm just curious. You know, I had a tornado warning in my neighborhood and everybody got hail damage, roof damage. Except for me, my roof's. It's like, well, you can look at me and my neighbor, we were fine.
Except for the meteorologist.
Yeah, right.
Get to your house.
And that was in November 30th. And I covered that. Natalie was filling in for Grant on the morning show. And
Yes.
I
Yeah.
backed her
Early in the
up
morning.
from upstairs at my house.
Yeah.
And I had to go upstairs because that's where all the equipment was.
Yeah.
And here I am in the tornado in the
And
second
the worst
floor
place
of my
to be in the
house. telling people in my neighborhood, if you're in this area, get to the lowest floor. But no watches, no warnings at this particular point. The severe thunderstorm warning that was in southeastern parts of Hillsborough is now expired. But see, I want to see this line. This line from Ruskin, that just about will go all the way up to Kathleen. That one's going to be, that's going to keep those winds going. That's going to have those winds. I'm curious to see what Lakeland's got for winds yet. Dina, you're right.
Now
We don't,
Lakeland Regional is saying 50 knots.
50 knots.
Yeah, but
So 50, 55 mile per hour winds at Lakeland Regional.
looks like we're right below the survey criteria for Lakeland.
1 knot equals 1.1 mile per hour. Right? I got that right. I'm not dyslexic, right? Right.
Oh, there's a WrestleMania update.
Oh, yeah?
Lightning Threat has passed. All parking gates are back open.
Oh, so they just shut it down for the lightning.
Just for the lightning, and now they're opening it back up.
Okay. All right,
Free
wrestler.
parking at HCC is now closed, so don't park there.
Oh.
Don't park
Are you
there.
serious?
Yeah, they just closed it right on up.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good to do that. Okay, parking's open at WWE. That means, hope you bought your boots. Shouldn't be too muddy. There's a lot of grass there. But yeah, they did that because of the lightning threat. But why would they let them park across the street but not? Is that a lawyer thing?
Liability situation.
That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, hey, you can sue Hillsborough County Community College. Just don't sue the stadium. We're not gonna. They said you could.
You're not responsible.
Yeah, well, you know, Ray J does a really good job with keeping an eye on the weather. They have lightning detectors, of course, and then it's just kind of like Busch Gardens as well. Anytime there's an event, they have rules that, for instance, Busch Gardens, I think it's 10 miles and 6 miles, or 8 miles and 6 miles. I'm not sure, but if it's the 10-mile one, if there's lightning within 10 miles, they shut down the tallest roller coasters. If it gets within 6 miles, they kind of shut everything down. I think 10 miles includes tallest roller coasters and water rides, or splash parks, that type of thing, in Busch Gardens. So, oh, Ashley, that's a bummer. She was supposed to go to Busch Gardens.
Oh, sorry, Ashley.
You know, a friend of mine just went to a concert there at Busch Gardens last weekend. And the pictures that I saw, there was really good spacing. They actually seemed like they did a decent job.
Good.
It's outside.
I had no idea they're doing concerts.
Yeah. And she said it was amazing to go to a concert again.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. 5 miles north of Lakeland Airport off of Galloway. Maria says she hates storms. All right, so bigger picture, you can see how this squall line's been pushing our direction all afternoon. And you can clearly see how it's weakening as well, too, along with the rain that's offshore. So our main threat for severe weather is really coming down now. Manatee, Sarasota County, of course, we'll watch that. But really, I think that's just about it. So still going to have some gusty winds. Could see some minor damage. Could see some tree damage. You know what? Let me get you some power weather. Let me get you some power updates here. Let's go. Let's start with Duke. And right now, Duke Energy is reporting, looks like close to 2,000 people, but they've got about 1,000 people out in the Clearwater area, High Point, Largo. I'm assuming that a lot of this is because of the storms that went through. We've got about 100 out down at St. Pete Beach. That's actually South Pasadena area. And then we've got about 20 in South St. Pete, 25 in Old Northeast. Well, just northwest of Old Northeast. Old Northeast looks pretty good right now in the St. Pete area. So that's power outages for Duke customers. Let's go out towards Tico. And here we go. So they've got a total of 7,400 people without power. And it looks like a lot of them, over 1,000, are out here near Boyette and Riverview and Bloomingdale. That's about 3,000 people. So if you lost your power out there with that storm that came through, actually you were kind of on the north side of that severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like you probably were actually a little north of it. But they're pending investigation. They don't have any clue on it right now. Let's see. But they are aware of the outage. 1,100 plus 1,900. Yeah, so you've got over 3,000 people right there alone without power. Again, let me get you back here to this map. Let me show you this area in Riverview and Bloomington. Come on back. Right in here is where we have all the power outages. Right here. Fishhawk I have not seen. I mean, you clearly know. Yeah, Marla, so tomorrow I think could be worse. It's kind of, I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of flip-flopped. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Tomorrow's always looked like it could be a little bit worse. Today kind of surprised us when the Storm Prediction Center went with 2 out of 5. They went with a slight risk. Tomorrow it looks like it's just a better chance altogether. But this held together a lot longer, and it got here when we were warm. The one thing for tomorrow is that we are, I think, going to get a little bit of rain in the morning. And the less sunshine we see tomorrow, the better chance of not seeing severe weather, right? Sunshine warms us up, and that makes energy for storms. If you don't get as warm, you won't get as many storms, in theory. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. But that's tomorrow morning, and I will show you that. Somebody give me some thumbs up, and I'll show you the model when I see that. But right now I want to keep it here on the radar. You can see it's certainly thinning out. Real good news. Manatee, though, man, wow, that's still a good cell coming through Manatee County. And I know you see a little spin there, but again, I'm not too worried about that. I don't think that's anything we have to worry about. I'll show you the velocity on that. The spin is saying that there could be potential tornadic activity developing. See, it says early, but there's nothing there. I don't see anything there. I do. I mean, I look at this Lakewood Ranch. Well, look at that. Through the Lorraine area, down Highway 70 towards Verna. Keep an eye out for that. Lorraine, you probably are getting 60-mile-per-hour winds, 50, 60-mile-per-hour winds. I don't know if that much is even going to show up on here. 72-mile-per-hour winds, yeah. Yeah, that has to be watched right there in Lorraine. Right on Highway 70 in Manatee County, just east of Lakewood Ranch. If you're coming out of Lakewood Ranch, we've got a camera down there too. just flop over to it real fast. And this is just going to be all rained out too, I'm sure. Because the main lines obviously come through Lakewood Ranch already. Oh, they might have lost power because we cannot get that. Let me come up here. Pardon me?
The camera's down?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's in black right now, so yeah, it must be. So let's come back up. Let's go back out to the beach, see what the beach is looking like. There we go. That's why I said don't cancel your plans. Not the sunniest rest of the day, but certainly, yeah, Lakewood Ranch is down. Let me move this camera here for you. Yes, there it is. Wow, look at the mess to clean up on the beach. I mean, it's probably not much more than what is normally there, but yeah, they got a clean up job with those chairs today for sure. Look at all those umbrellas. So, let me jump back over here to the radar. If you are down at the beach and you're wanting to at least get back out, hang out on the beach, the last of the lightning is really falling apart. I don't see really anything. And there's still a couple strikes down here, and these are 5-10 minutes old though here in South St. Pete area towards downtown. So the beaches are actually looking pretty good. What time we got right now? 6:14. I'd give it just another 10 minutes to be safe, because a lot of times when we get these bolts of blue, they come out of the backside of the storm. In this scenario, that's a much calmer part of the storm that's left over, so I don't expect a whole lot of that. But I'd give it another 10 minutes and then all clear to go out onto the beach. Now, if you're up Tarpon Springs, Dunedin, in those areas, yeah, Honeymoon, it's raining, but there you go. But you can see now it's just light rain for most areas. And there's a little bit more where that came from, so there'll be a couple little breaks as well. Let's get you down here, down south. We have not seen much all the way down towards Port Charlotte. You can see it's rolling into Venice right now. But this storm that's out here in Duet, as I should say, Lorraine, towards Verna. Yeah, good 55, 60 mile per hour winds are close to that. I wonder if they're going to issue anything with that. Just more gusts in the 50s is what we're seeing here. And looking at this, guys, I don't see any rotation. I don't see any tornadic activity, so that's good news. But, yeah. Let me give you a bigger picture and let it roll here. So what's everybody up to today? Oh, dogs barking at the wind. I bet you they are, Dina.
Lakewood Ranch, 53 mile per hour.
Yep, 3. Looks like put some power out. at the FP&L outage map here. Trying to find the power outages for that Lakewood Ranch area. I see where I can report it. Here we go. Found it. Alright, so what are we looking at here? 26 Sarasota Lakewood Ranch. That's not the 10 there. Not a lot right now, that's for sure.
We have some tree damage, tree branches reported across roads in Riverview.
Ah, okay. Numerous trees and branches reported across roads in Riverview. It's Rodine Road and Boyette Road. And that's from Ham Radio that's been reporting that. Those guys do a great job. So basically what they're talking about is this area in here where that severe thunderstorm was, and really kind of what's left of it is the storm that's here in Manatee County through Oak Knoll and headed towards Myakka Head. So, you know, definitely bring the kids inside if it hasn't started raining there yet, but it is, that you're going to have those 45, 55 mile per hour winds coming through there. Duet, Myakka Head, Verna, Hidden River, eventually out towards Bowling Green and Wauchula as well too. Yeah, that volcano out there is crazy. Really crazy, Maria. You know, it's kind of nuts, but you know, volcanic ash blocks the sun, and it can actually cool the atmosphere, cool the earth if you get enough of it. Because that stuff gets up into the atmosphere and it floats around the globe. It takes a while to fall out. So the longer that thing goes, the more ash it spews, you know, that could actually help to cool us a little bit. Duke is now reporting an additional 8,000 outages. Rick, thank you. Rick is the man, and he knows about those outages. So 8,000 additional with Duke. So yeah, that number is going to be climbing. Here, let me refresh this. Oh, geez, look at that. They've got, this is up in the Orlando area. North and west of Orlando, quite a bit of outages. A lot of those neighborhoods that are up there, just, is that north of I-4? Let me look at that. Yeah, either side, really. Yeah, north of I-4 up there. In our area, it looks like the Largo area more than anything else, and then over towards South High Point. This is right out by the St. Pete Clearwater Airport. There's over 600 people without power out there. That's out by the water, you know, right by the airport. There's a water treatment plant there. The Bayside Bridge comes over. And you know where the jail is and the water treatment plant? It's just to the west of that. Those areas are without power right now. A lot of folks in there. South Pasadena getting it. Good. Good rain. We definitely absolutely need it. Floral City. Oh, good to hear from you in Floral City. Christy, thanks for letting me know. Tina, what are you saying? Bill Gates was on Fox News Friday talking about how the government is blocking the sun intentionally. Volcanic ash, my behind. Well, volcanic ash does block the sun a little bit. I don't know what Bill Gates was talking about. Autumn. He needs to work on Teams. Make it like Slack. Oh, he's not Microsoft really anymore. He's not doing that stuff. Where's Switching over to Teams here. Look, that's worked out well for you and I. Like when
Teams is fine.
we could talk, we could chat over on the thing. I like that better than like having to set up a Zoom.
Yeah, everything in one.
But we use a chat software here that's really good. It keeps the whole newsroom updated and kind of organized as well too. And it's all on our computers, it's on our phones, so we can always kind of check in, see what's going on. We just need to migrate that over. So if you see him, next time you see him, tell him that. He's still got to know somebody over there at Microsoft that could get it done. Okay. How will it be in Cape Coral? Tricia, Cape Coral won't be as bad, but you're certainly going to get some gusty winds. I'd say 40, 45 mile per hour winds possible in Cape Coral as this comes through. You can see the line. It's kind of thinning, trying to weaken a little bit, but not a whole lot. Now, Citrus County, Cumulonimbus County. You had a little bit of a break when you see now some light rain is returning, and that's kind of what's going to happen up and down the coast. It's happening now in Pasco County. There's a break further offshore. You see that? And then what's way out here, a lot of that's going to thin out. I don't think all of this is even going to be here to come in on shore. So that's what I was saying about 7:30 or so before a lot of this is out of here. But I still cannot rule out rain. What are you thinking, Autumn? Tonight?
For tonight?
What's in the forecast for tonight?
I think maybe by midnight into early morning we'll start to dry up a little bit.
Okay. So it might hang around a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think most of the evening there'll be light showers.
So there you go. It's really pushing through Duet. I'm interested to see if anybody out in the Duet area, out here in eastern Manatee, Highway 70 area, 64 near Mayaca Head, because that's where it's coming through. Skyway, as far as I know, is open. I have not. Have you heard?
I haven't heard anything about Skyway today.
Not heard anything about it. Which means it's open, is what I would assume. Hey Amanda, have you heard anything about the Skyway? Any wind alerts?
I was checking FHP, they haven't said anything yet.
Okay.
FSB ate them.
Awesome, thank you. Yeah, all good on the Skyway. I mean, breezy for sure, but now look, the heaviest winds have come through. And so now it's just rain and those gusts in the 20s and 30s. Sorry, Autumn?
I was saying it was just a wet, breezy ride.
Yeah. Melissa says there's nobody out there except for cows from Duet to Mayaca's Head. I mean, look, you're kind of right, but there are. I've been out there. There are some people out there. Close the Skyway. Just went across the screen. Amanda?
FHP hasn't said anything about this.
Okay.
Who did you say that?
Somebody on Facebook.
Okay. I'll do that.
No.
All right.
I was wondering if you could use another two for the show.
Oh, that's you.
The 11.
Sorry, I'm gonna open it to you right now. Why does my computer crash?
Because you're here.
It's trash.
Radio Shack.
Radio Shack. Yeah.
We're not seeing it. I can't confirm. I hear you say it was coming across the screen. Robin, I'm not sure when. Like, I think they closed it when this. See this line coming through right here. You see, right there. There's the Skyway right in the middle, right? I think they closed it right there for that. But I think it's back open. All right, I can't. We'll need to confirm that. Yeah, please, thank you, man. We're gonna check the camera and see what it looks like coming across there. All right, let's take you back outside now. Back out to the beach.
Highway's open.
It is open?
Yeah, they're parked going across.
Yeah, okay, thank you very much. So, we just saw cars coming across the Skyway. They may have briefly shut it down when that line came through, but it's open. We're seeing them come across the Skyway right now. Thank you.
Yep, there's lots of traffic on it right now.
Okay, cool. Significant weather advisory for Highlands, Hardee, and Southern Manatee and Charlotte counties. Basically, that cell that we've been tracking there. And what that means is it's below severe weather criteria. There's not a severe thunderstorm warning. It doesn't quite meet that criteria, which basically is going to say winds in excess of about 50 miles per hour are possible with that. I'd say 45, 50 mile per hour winds in there. Enough to do a little bit of minor damage, nothing major. But this whole line, all this area right in here, right, and it's moving off in this direction. So I'll track it at about 25. I'm going to do it the other way. Let's try it this way. Warm Mineral Springs at 6:43. That's just about 13 minutes from now. Northport 6:52. Port Charlotte eventually by 7:11. I'd go closer to 7 o'clock. It looks like it's slowing down a little bit, but I think it'll be actually a little bit earlier than that. So I'd go closer to 7 o'clock for that to move into the area there. Meanwhile, in the Tampa area, it's just rain, all right, and it's certainly not as heavy as what it was. And even Clearwater, it's a lot lighter than what it looks like here on the radar. That's some steady rain though for north central Hillsborough up into Land O'Lakes, Dade City, Bushnell, Ridge Manor, right through Brooksville. But that is moving off to the northeast. But this is that type of thing where the rain will fill in. So Zephyr Hills, you got a little bit of a break, but it's getting ready to build back southward, and that should build down here into Thanona-Sassa, northeastern Hillsborough County too. Just steady rainfall. I mean, obviously, you can see some here it's heading that direction, but if you notice, further to the north, it's actually starting to develop backwards. So, south-southwestward. Big Gus in Bradenton. Thanks, Kathleen. Yeah, I'm sure it was pretty windy there. Somebody down in Venice earlier watching, and that's where it's really getting good there. That big shelf cloud just came through there, and actually you can see a little bit of that bowing we were talking about. You see how this line is kind of curved like that? So that gets you a lot of wind coming down and out of that storm like that. And what happens is you end up with all kinds of these segments. Here's another one. See that? Wind coming down and coming out. So that's, in fact, this area right in here is where we'd probably get the highest winds up near Kinsey. You come up a little bit further. That's a little bit different. And further north, it's just not as much. So here's the bigger picture. In fact, I'm going to take you out and show you even more so. We'll zoom it all the way out so you can see what's back there in the Gulf of Mexico. Because that's a 3-hour loop, and you can see things are kind of thinning out there, weakening quite a bit. Now, I certainly think we'll keep more clouds than anything. Will we get a couple breaks of sunshine? Yeah, the chance would have to be Sarasota, Manatee County southward. There is the chance, but I doubt it. I think we're going to see more clouds than anything. Laura, yeah, now that the heaviest lines come through, it's just rain now at this particular point. Let's go ahead and I'm going to jump ahead and show you the forecast model for tomorrow. Well, we'll start tonight. Here's the line coming through. 8 o'clock, it says almost all the rain's out of here. So we know there's going to be a little bit of rain left over here. And then as we get into the overnight hours, it's not showing much until we get to about 5 in the morning, maybe sunrise right about there. And then this line we want to watch. Now the good news is it's first thing in the morning, so we don't have a lot of heat. You see the air temperature is 73 degrees, right? And the line's coming through. And we're not going to heat a whole lot. So I think there's going to be another good line of showers and storms, but I think the severe weather threat's going to be limited. And here we are at about 11:30 in the morning on your Sunday, and that line is already south of I-4. So it's mid-morning. And then behind it is pretty decent rain chances. And this right here, that's pretty good rain. And that's why we were saying 1 to 3 inches of rainfall for many areas between now and midday Sunday. And then this is Sunday evening, we have a little bit more rain coming through. And then we have just a little bit left over for your Monday morning. So, yeah, isn't this nice? And we timed it. Autumn put this forecast together for you for the weekend. Thanks, Autumn.
Not my fault.
I mean, I met with her earlier in the week and said, look, you can't do this on the weekend. But you need to send in cash to get good forecasts. We only take cash. We quit taking checks years ago.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
All right, so here you go, guys. You see this down here? They have just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Manatee County, Sarasota County, and that's going to go out into DeSoto County as well, too. And that's for this cell that you can see right here in the Honore area, Hidden River. The main threat is gusty winds. I don't see any rotation. That's the good news. But essentially you're looking at 60-mile-per-hour winds. And hail probably less than 3/4 of an inch, but we could certainly get some 1/2 inch out of it. I've not seen a lot of hail on the map today, and this is really tough to see, but there is some here south of Hidden River. And it's not even really cool. Let me try it now. Yeah, just not seeing a whole lot of that. But it is a possibility. But basically, this is telling me here, and I don't see any rotation, but certainly we're going to see some winds in the 60-mile-per-hour range. Nothing really new with this particular cell. This is kind of part of the same part that went through southeastern Hillsborough County. It's just been kind of diving off to the southeast here. At least that part of the energy is. Facebook group is wondering why they just had a tornado. Lots of people already dropping pics of damage. That'd be good to know, Tina.
Where? On the
It's a
Facebook group or where?
My Bradenton Facebook group. You want to check that? My Bradenton Facebook group. Could have been. I did not see any rotation. We remember we were watching that before, but I didn't see that. Let's go up into Bradenton here. And I'm going to go back in time here and see if I see any rotation. I don't see it. Let's go back an hour. I mean, this area right here, South Bradenton, 43rd Street. Tina, you know what street? Is anybody saying any addresses in the Bradenton area? I got Jennifer over in Merritt Island, so she can see it coming. This was at about 5:45, and that looks a little suspect, but that doesn't look like a tornado came through. It looks like a lot of wind came through, straight line winds. Now look at that Fox Lee area. That's a lot of wind right there. Look at that. Now this is radar estimated, but that's estimating 88-mile-per-hour winds at about 6 o'clock So we'll see if that happened. I'm going to pass that on to the Weather Service because we're going to have to. It's called. Oh. What? My Bradenton Facebook group is wandering. Lots of people. Wow, Tina. Sorry. Didn't know. Enough of that. Jeez. That would be interesting to look at. Right there on 64 in Foxley area. But you can see this is part of the cell that they've issued this severe thunderstorm warning. Look at it. You can see the storm is spread out and the winds picked up. Well, winds picked up a little bit. It's just more widespread winds than anything else. Where's that Bartow? Now we're getting in Polk County. Seeing some tree damage there. 5 to 6 inch diameter. That's pretty good. They got damages on Longbow Key. Yeah, you see those brighter pinks? Those are higher winds, obviously. Now, keep in mind, we're looking higher in the atmosphere here near Pine Level, even Mayak and Hidden River, than we are down by Parish. So you expect to find higher winds the further away you go, and that's kind of what we're seeing in that particular situation. Well, going to have to... Let me put the radar back in motion for you here. Did they just expire that?
No, we're in one.
Where's the warning?
Is that showing up for you?
Now it's showing up here, but I lost it over. There it is. There we go. All right, so there's the warning in yellow. You can see there. In fact, I'll zoom in a little bit more so you can get the... it's not a whole lot in there, right? Sandy and Pine Level area out there on 72. A lot of trees out there. A lot of cows and orchards out there. All right. Supposed to be out at the beach today, or this evening, I guess I should say. But Mother Nature had other plans for me. Oh, is he really, Robin? 10 under? I haven't seen. Oh, he is. Oh, jeez. Where's Jordan? I'm pulling for Spieth. Chauffeur's up there. Tina, thank you for telling me that. I was like, what is going on? That's great. I can't believe that. That is hilarious. I was like, I didn't think I said anything wrong, but you seem mad at me. I'm glad. I'm glad you're not mad at me. Whew. All right, let's get back to severe thunderstorm warning. Still, most of this area, guys, very, very rural where it is. Look, look at this. Tina had typed this, and I was like, what? I was asking, like, they had an address to that, and she types that, and I went, the thing before that, I went, well, what did I say? It turns out that's the name of the Facebook group.
Facebook.
Yeah. Rotation north of Pasco. Let's go up there. I don't think so, but we'll look. Because all this air is actually really stable.
North of Pasco.
Yeah, no, there's nothing rotating. Maybe she's looking at this, or he's looking at that. I don't think so. You can't really even tell from the radar at this particular point, but that's just a little bit of steady rainfall, a little bit heavier at times, so that's it. Obviously, this is the area that we'll be watching here. The severe thunderstorm warning. And that warning is until 7 o'clock. So another 16 minutes from now. Which they might let expire. They did that earlier today. All right, talking about Daytona. Let's hop on up there. So you can see the rain's coming through. Just spotty. Now that line's filling in, and then you've got some steady rain coming in back behind it. This happens a lot, especially in the summertime, but this happens a lot over on the East Coast where you get those high clouds coming in way ahead of the storm because all those storms flare up on the West Coast. Sugar Mill Woods, yeah, Cassandra, I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything up there. There's no really good convection to rotate much up there, so that's good. Haven't talked much about temperatures, obviously, today, but as you can imagine, this has cooled down the air a little bit out there. Here are the current numbers. So look at that. 64 in Odessa, Thinona, Sassa, Plant City. 64 in Sun City Center. And these numbers will come right back up. Davis Island's at 79. Don't buy that. They cooled off too. But it's still 85 in Frostproof because they haven't had any rain out there yet. But that is just rain-cooled air for the most part, guys. Winds-wise, you can see the gusts that are coming along with it. That's a little bit of a front. You see how the winds are turning to the north and northwest? But that's not actually the main cold front. That will be here tomorrow and eventually push through the area by the afternoon. So this is just a little bit of trough that's coming through. The front that's coming through tomorrow is actually moving through New Orleans right now. So they will actually get some cooler air. We will not. We will not really cool off behind this system. So you look, New Orleans, it's not really even raining there. There's a frontal boundary coming through there. It's because this low is not going anywhere. See this thing? It's just real slow. And it'll kind of wobble over to here, and then another low forms here, and then it kind of wraps back around. And eventually what happens is it's going to try and pull down some cooler air for us, but not anytime soon. Later as we go through this week, we might try and cool the temps down just a little bit. Sorry, let me get you. Let me show you just some of the raw numbers from the model. You can see, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday looks a little warm to me. But you see Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like low 80s, upper 70s, low 80s. Yeah, that's pretty decent behind the front. That would be pretty nice. All right, let's talk about severe weather threat. So today, again, I'm not worried. To see the yellow, that's why we're here today. As you get into tomorrow, that's what we're talking about, mid to late morning, early afternoon hours. All right, so that's a slight risk, 2 out of the 5 for severe weathers. Did you see that with Sam?
It's my team's system. It doesn't pop up on here.
Ah.
It freezes.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I mean, so my thing is it hooked up. Yeah, it freezes every single time.
Yeah.
Still not on. I don't know.
So, and then once we get to Monday, there might be a little shower left over, but we're not expecting even thunderstorms on Monday. So at today's threat, which wasn't terrible at all, and tomorrow's threat will be, I think, very, very similar. But look, we've had winds 50s, 60s. We've had some damage, some minor damage. It looks like now, but we've got to see what's happening in Bradenton. Tampa International, would they get 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts? Oak trees in Bartow are down. Oh, that's a shame. All right, guys, look at the line flaring up. Look at that autumn over on the East Coast. It's that energy kicking in against that sea breeze over there. So we still do have our severe thunderstorm warning for another 11 minutes or so here in southern Sarasota County, Manatee, and moving over into DeSoto County. Close enough to Arcadia. I mean, Arcadia got the shelf cloud coming in now. Should already be able to see that. 2 of my neighbors have damage, I should say. Part of her roof and raining in her spare room. Oh, 2 doors down from me, she lost her carport.
Is this in Bradenton?
This is I-4 and Galloway. Laura, what city? Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about carports. This is the type of wind that's exactly what happens to those things. Yeah, Cassandra, we're in the 60s. Yeah. My buddy's texting me. Yeah, and like I said, I think tomorrow could be similar. Again, the one thing we have going for us tomorrow is that we don't have the heating, but we still have quite a bit of wind, and we do have some lift above, and that could make for some stronger storms. That is a good storm, though, there. Get ready to cross over 72. Again, as far as rotation goes, nothing there. I know you see that thing that says early. We're looking a lot higher in the atmosphere out here, so a lot of these pinks are going to show up. If I show you this wind here, I mean, look at this. This is 55 miles per hour. That's up off the surface. Okay, that's not on the ground right now. We're actually basically into more just steady rainfall behind the back of that. But certainly gusts in the 40s to near 50 as that came through. And the main cell here that you see in the red, that probably had at least 60 mile per hour winds in it. All right, got another marine warning just issued. Till 7:45. That's going to be for all these southern waters here. You see that orange box that you see there? So these are for boaters, right, all the way up in Charlotte Harbor there. That is the severe thunderstorm warning right there. So you should hear this thing go off here in just a minute. Again, the red or the pink that you see there, that's a fire weather watch over on the East Coast, where obviously they're getting rain coming through there right now, but very dry. Everybody's been dry. You know, we're starting to get into the drought. As a matter of fact, when we talk about 1 to 3 inches of rainfall for us, we need it. We really need it. We're basically, just about the whole peninsula is in some form of drought. Tampa area, technically, you see, is not in there. But, you know, Pasco, Hernando, Citrus, Manatee, Sarasota, I mean, parts of Polk County, I mean, you can see most areas are dry. The moderate drought, and that's drought, right? That's basically Marco Island all the way over to Boynton Beach, Fort Lauderdale. It's kind of on the cusp of being just dry, but you get the idea. So the rain that we're seeing now, we certainly appreciate it. Just the timing's not the best, right? All right, let's get back over to the radar. You see that line offshore? Is it continuing to fall apart? So those storms offshore, that's good news. I want to see that. My buddy just texted me a cat scene from Caddyshack where he doesn't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for a while.
I don't think the heavy stuff's going to come down for quite a while.
Love it. I love it. That's fantastic. All right. So, guys, we still have a severe thunderstorm warning. Another 6 minutes in down here, southern Sarasota County, Manatee County, just very southern tip. A little lightning just starting to pop back up there as well. Let's see if we go up to the level 2 radar. We'll zoom right back down in there. This is the main concern at this particular point. And the main concern with this is gusty winds more than anything else. But enough wind to do damage. What are the circle that was showing on the map? Not sure. These spins, those, if that's what you're talking about, those yellow circles, that is the radar looking at the velocity and seeing rotation. It's starting to say, hey, I'm starting to see this storm rotate a little bit. And you see how that says early and it's colored yellow? That means keep an eye on this area. We've had a couple that went to red, which means, hey, this looks like this is rotating. You gotta keep a really close eye on that. So the idea behind that is to use the radar to see the motion in the storm and try and see a tornado developing before it develops. Because most tornadoes come from thunderstorms that are rotating. Now, waterspouts are a little bit different, right? And what we get is kind of a hybrid mix here a lot. But today it would be good to see if we see some rotation, and that's what this is showing us. But I mean, we don't want to get it, don't get me wrong, but it would be good to see it on the radar if this is indicating that. But I don't think that's going to be the issue, so I think we're pretty good as far as that's concerned. I keep them on there just so I keep my eye on it, to be honest with you. Look over on the East Coast. It's a pretty good squall line coming through there. And even what's offshore, I wouldn't even worry about that. All right, guys, another 4 minutes. I'm going to stick on here until this expires. Autumn, you have anything you want to add? No, she's over there typing away. Ugh. They're going to be playing golf for a while tonight, it looks like. 11 under. No reports of damage yet from this particular severe thunderstorm warning that we had. What was that, Laura? Oh, yeah, no, don't worry about that. That's fine. There's no rotation there. See, there's nothing. You would see a bunch of really bright red next to a bunch of really bright green right next to each other if there was rotation. And we don't have that. So we're good. Just another couple minutes left here. While we're waiting here, let's take you back out to the beach. Oh, is that the one I still have up here? Yeah. Folks starting to come back out. Not a whole lot of people coming back out. Go over to St. Pete. Check out St. Pete. Yep. Just gray skies. Kind of expect a lot of gray skies the rest of the afternoon. There may be a couple breaks of sunshine. I'm not really expecting a whole lot of that. So Emily Herb, 1 touchdown in Auburndale. Have not heard that, and we have not had any warnings. I haven't seen. So could have been. I would kind of think that it wasn't, to be honest with you. But you never know.
Like I said, I think
I don't ever rule that stuff out just because you never know. But I have not seen much in the way of rotation at all. I do know what happens a lot of time is when people get a lot of high wind coming through, it can get loud. And they just think it's a tornado. So oftentimes we'll get reports tornado came through when it's straight line winds. They expired it. Yep. So no more severe thunderstorm warning. That has expired there in Manatee and Sarasota and DeSoto County. A lot of times what happens is, as I mentioned, the wind gets real loud and people report it as a tornado. And the severe the National Weather Service will go out there with the team and investigate and kind of look to see, what do the trees look like, that kind of stuff. If it's straight line winds, a lot of times the trees are all over to one side. Let me show you this. This is probably a little bit easier. So the Weather Service will go out and they'll look at tornado versus straight line wind damage. Oh, it was loud. We had a tornado blow here. Look at all this damage. And they'll get out there and this is probably not the one that I need to show you. Let's see. Is it going to show up here? Yeah, there you go. Oh, sorry. Let me do that again. And I'll just throw it in here. All right. So what they'll do is they'll go out there and do a survey to figure out what the damage is from. How big were the trees that were blown over, if it was just limbs, if it was a carport versus if it was the whole side of a house or the whole house. They're looking at wind speed because you can have different levels of straight line winds, right? 40 mile per hour, 60 mile per 70 mile per hour straight line winds. You can have that. But notice the top part, the trees in the top are on the left are blown in a bunch of different directions. Versus the one on the right, most of the trees and damage is blown in one direction. And that's what they'll look for. And they'll say, yeah, it probably did sound like a tornado. It was probably loud because there was quite a bit of damage, but in this particular case, it was probably straight line winds. But we'll find out. Like I said, I just have not seen a lot of rotation in the storms that have come through today. It's not to say something couldn't quickly spin up, but I just haven't seen it. And of course, we haven't had a watch. We haven't had a warning or anything like that. All right, guys, that's about it. I'm going to let you go. I hope you have a good rest of your Saturday evening, 7:02. Autumn's here in the Weather Center. She will have, well, I guess it's just 11 o'clock tonight, right? Yeah, we're past everything else. So she'll have you covered at 11 o'clock tonight, and she's going to have the latest forecast model. So I showed you this one, and we'll go through the timing again. This is tomorrow at 8 in the morning. That has changed, right? That's 10:30 in the morning.
Sped up a little bit.
It's sped up a little bit. So Autumn's going to have another look at this tonight at 11 to help you plan your Sunday. But look at that. I mean, that's from, look at just Tampa alone, right? This is 9:30, 10 in the morning. Rain, 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 through 8 at night. So there's a possibility it just rains almost all day tomorrow. So she'll have the very latest on that to kind of help you plan it. This has fluctuated a little bit. It was going from about 5 in the morning to about 11 in the morning, and now it's about 8 to 9 a.m. Right, so it's going to be sometime in the morning. There is, again, a small chance for strong storms with that, with severe weather. It's a 2 out of 5, very similar to what we saw today. And today, look, we did, we saw some damage. We saw some trees down more than anything else, some carports, that type of stuff. And then rainfall. I wanted to show you this real fast because rainfall totals, on top of what we've seen today, we could see, look at this. By 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night, we could see another 1 to 3 inches. 1 to 2.5 in some of the heavier spots. And that's on top of today, right? And today, we likely, in most areas, you're going to see around 1/2 an inch to 3/4 of an inch of rainfall today. Depending on if you got one of the heavier downpours. So, you add that to that, you're talking 3 1/4 in some areas. So, some decent rainfall. We are down just shy of 3 inches for the year. So, this would help to make most of that up if that were to happen. Okay, all right, guys, one last look at the radar here, and I'll let you go. Here's the close-up look. Put it into motion. You can see the heaviest storms are now in DeSoto County, mainly south of Arcadia, but if you're in Arcadia, they'll be coming through there. And again, Highlands County, we've got the same thing coming through, but I don't think it's going to be as bad, but certainly Highlands County, wind gusts in the 40s. Expect that. Thank you, Sydney. I'm glad you able to tune in, and thank you for commenting, and hope you guys have a great Saturday. Here's the bigger picture. So you can see, again, I don't think it's a complete rain out for your Saturday night plans. There will be some rain. There's going to be a little bit of a break, but there's going to be more rain. So if you head out anytime soon, next hour or so, and it's not raining very much, I would bring some rain gear with you. I'd have an umbrella at least. Be able to run in and out of places for tonight. And then again, tomorrow we'll do this all over again, but we'll do it in the morning, at least for the severe weather threat. I don't think the severe weather threat goes much past noon tomorrow. And I think after that it's just more steady rain than anything else, kind of on and off steady, kind of heavy at times. But the chance that you really want to watch for stronger storms is going to be from about 8 in the morning through about noon. And we'll be here to track it for you. All right, tune in. Autumn will be there at 11 o'clock tonight on 10 Tampa Bay. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for watching.